Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Paper Chaser 93. Thanks for the suggestion, Chaser. You asked, why is it called bond paper? At first glance, bond paper sounds like something James Bond uses for his top secret reports. You half expect it to self-destruct after reading. But nope, it's just regular paper. So why does it have such a dramatic name? Is it actually connected to bonds like finance? Or is it just paper trying to sound important? Let's crack open the mystery of bond paper and see how something so ordinary ended up with a name that sounds like it works for MI6, right here on Explaining Everything. To start, let's rewind to the 1800s, a time when paper wasn't just for printing memes. Back then, people used something called rag paper, which was literally made from rags. Old linen and cotton clothes were collected, shredded, pulped, and turned into beautiful, high-quality sheets. This was premium stuff, the kind of paper that made you feel like a fancy aristocrat every time you wrote a letter. Now, during this period, businesses and banks needed reliable paper to print bonds. Those official financial documents that basically said, "You owe me money, and I promise to pay you back." Because these papers represented serious money, they had to be durable, smooth, and official-looking. They couldn't just use flimsy sheets that tore if you sneezed near them. So manufacturers started making special high-grade paper specifically for printing these financial bonds. The result? Paper strong enough to last decades and fancy enough to scream, "Trust me, I'm legal." And because it was used to print bonds, people started calling it bond paper. That's right. The name isn't symbolic or secret. It's just paper used for bonds. The 1800s didn't believe in subtlety. Here's where things get funny. As the financial world used this bond paper, everyone noticed how good it felt. It had a smooth texture, a crisp sound when you handled it, and, most importantly, it didn't disintegrate the moment it got damp. Soon, businesses outside of banking wanted in. Lawyers, notaries, government officers, all of them started using bond paper for official documents. Because if your paperwork looked expensive, people trusted it more. There's something about thick white paper that just screams authority. Before long, manufacturers realized there was a huge market beyond banks. They began producing bond paper in different sizes and weights, selling it to offices, schools, and the public, and the name stuck, bond paper, even though by then it was being used for everything except actual bonds. Basically, bond paper went from being the gold standard of finance to the everyday workhorse of office life. It's like that one actor who started in serious drama roles but ended up doing toothpaste commercials. Now, if you've ever compared different types of paper, yes, we're going full paper nerd for a second. You'll notice bond paper feels different from regular copy paper. That's not your imagination. Bond paper is traditionally made from a mix of cotton and wood pulp. That cotton gives it strength, durability, and that satisfying crisp feel when you hold it. You know that sound when you flip a thick sheet? That's the paper equivalent of confidence. It's also measured differently. While regular copy paper is often labeled by weight, like 70 or 80 GSM, grams per square meter, bond paper was historically classified by basis weight. For example, 20-pound bond refers to how much 500 sheets of a specific size weigh before being cut. Confusing? Absolutely. But that's how paper people roll. And here's a little fun fact. In the old days, high-quality bond paper often had watermarks to prevent forgery. Because yes, people used to fake financial bonds, so manufacturers added special marks visible when held up to light, kind of like how money has hidden features. Today, though, bond paper's biggest challenge is not forgery. It's surviving your home printer's paper jam. Depending on where you live, bond paper might mean totally different things. In the US, it's often the fancy white stuff used for official documents or résumés, the kind you break out when you want to look like you've got your life together. But in places like the Philippines and parts of Asia, bond paper just means any good quality white office paper. Like if your teacher says, "Print it on bond paper," they just mean, please, for the love of legibility, don't use notebook paper. So somewhere along the way, the meaning shifted from special financial paper to basic office paper. It's like calling every soda champagne because the first one you tried had bubbles. Still, the name stuck because honestly, bond paper sounds a lot better than generic office paper number 47. It's got character, it's got history, and let's face it, it makes you feel a tiny bit fancier when you're printing your resume, even if it's just to apply for an unpaid internship. So, why is it called bond paper? Simply because it started as the high-quality paper used for printing bonds, serious financial documents that demanded strength and longevity. Over time, everyone wanted that same quality for their own papers, and the name stuck around even as its purpose changed. Today, it's everywhere, from classrooms to offices, proudly carrying a name that once belonged to the world of high finance. It's like if every plastic spoon was still called royal silverware. So the next time you load a crisp white sheet into your printer, remember, you're holding a piece of history. The paper that started as a symbol of financial trust and ended up hosting your math homework. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for tuning in and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about here on Explaining Everything.